The world of the Formula 1 driver market is often cutthroat, where decisions can make or break drivers' dreams. In recent years, the cost of being a Formula 1 constructor has drastically risen, killing off privateer teams like HRT, Caterham and Marussia. As a result, there are less seats in Formula 1 than there were 10 years ago, and that unfortunately means smaller teams are occasionally forced to pick drivers with cheaper contracts, or those who bring large amounts of sponsorship money to the team. As you've probably guessed by the thumbnail, today's video focuses on the two Haas drivers, Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean, and their dismissal from the team following Haas's recent financial difficulties. This video will be based a lot more on personal events and feelings than previous videos, as Romain and Kevin are two of my favourite drivers. Let's start with Romain. Romain joined Haas back when the team first started in 2016, and he's been with them all the way. He had 6.5 years of prior Formula 1 experience when he joined the team, but personally I didn't support Romain until he joined Haas for 2016. His Haas debut finished with an impressive P6 in Australia, and a P5 in the following race in Bahrain seemed to cement Haas as a solid midfield contender. Romain scored all of Haas's 29 points that year and carried the team to 8th place in the Constructors' Championship. Kevin Magnussen replaced Esteban Gutierrez in the 2017 Haas seat, and together they brought in 47 points to place Haas 8th in the Constructors' Championship for the second time in a row. Grosjean outscored Magnussen 28 points to 19 and took the team's best result of 6th that season at the Austrian Grand Prix. Haas had an unexpectedly good season in 2018. Romain scored 37 points and very nearly scored Haas's first podium with P4, again in the Austrian Grand Prix. While 2019 and 2020 have been difficult years for Romain and Haas, where he only scored 10 points in total for those 2 years, Romain's optimism and happy personality despite the difficulties has earned him much praise from fans in the paddock. Despite his many detractors, Romain never fails to keep a smile on the face of those around him. His teammate Kevin Magnussen recently spoke about how appreciative he was to have Romain as a teammate. Of course, Romain was confirmed as not returning to Haas for 2020, as the team focused on young talent Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin for 2021. Unfortunately, Romain suffered a severe crash in the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix, with his car being split in two and engulfed in flames. To hoist himself out of a burning car not only shows his superhuman resilience, it shows the power of Formula 1 safety regulations, with Romain crediting the halo structure in particular, as well as the actions of track marshals and the FIA medical team with saving his life. He missed the last 2 races of the 2020 season, recovering in hospital with family, bringing an unfortunate end to a decade-long career. I know Formula 1 will miss Romain's happy spirit and wonderful personality, as well as his presence in the paddock. I will miss him too. It's rare to see such a genuine and heartfelt person in the high-speed world of Formula 1. I wish him all the best for his future and family, and good luck with whatever he decides to do next, be it endurance racing or a new range of cookbooks. Thank you, Romain, for the time and dedication you have given to Formula 1. It will be greatly missed. That brings us to Kevin Magnussen. Like Romain, Kevin has left Haas for 2021 and has been confirmed to leave Formula 1 entirely to drive for American racing team Chip Ganassi's endurance program. Kevin's career is somewhat special to me. His was the first Formula 1 career I followed from start to finish, and the first driver who I've been a fan of from his first Grand Prix to his last. Seeing him 4th on the grid for the 2014 Australian Grand Prix was incredible for a rookie at the time. I'd already decided to support him because he was Danish, and you don't see many Danes in Formula 1, but his raw natural talent was clearly evident as he claimed a podium on debut, in an eerily similar fashion to Lewis Hamilton 7 years earlier. Kevin was tipped as a future race winner right from that first impressive season with McLaren, but due to meddling behind the scenes and executive decisions, Kevin was kicked to the curb for a year in 2015, before rejoining F1 with the newly rebranded Renault team for 2016. His year with Renault was marred with bad luck and unreliability, but he managed to gain 10 places to finish 7th in an impressive showing at the Russian Grand Prix, and scored his 7th point of the season in Singapore, finishing P10. Kevin ended his year with Renault having scored 7 of their 8 points that season, comprehensively defeating teammate and GP2 champion Jolyon Palmer. He moved to Haas alongside Romain in 2017, scoring 19 points for the team and in the process becoming the first driver to race for all 4 engine manufacturers in the turbo hybrid era, with his reserve driver performance for McLaren Honda at the 2015 Bahrain Grand Prix counting. Of course, we can't talk about Kevin's time at Haas without mentioning his incredible 2018 season. In a car widely regarded to be 6th or 7th on the grid in terms of performance, Kevin piloted the Haas VF18 to 56 points including 2 fifth places in Bahrain and Austria, and a fastest lap in Singapore. 2018 was Kevin's best ever season, and he helped Haas to their best ever finish of 5th in the Constructors' Championship. 2019, however, was a major step back. The VF19 chassis was nowhere near as competitive as the VF18. Kevin still managed to extract fantastic performances out of the car, however, finishing 6th in Australia, qualifying a stunning 5th in Austria before a gearbox penalty, and setting the fastest lap of the race again in Singapore. 2020, of course, has not been in Kevin's favour. The unreliable and slow Haas VF20 has masked his talent. His incredible drive to 9th in Hungary, where he ran as high as 3rd before dropping back through the grid, and his fantastic start in Russia, where he gained 9 places on the first lap, are particular highlights of a disappointing season for the Dane. It was announced that he wouldn't be continuing with Haas for 2021, and will most likely end his F1 career at the end of this season. As a massive fan, I'm really sad to see Kevin go. His aggressive driving style and no-nonsense approach to the media are often criticised, but it's these qualities that make him such a good driver in my opinion. Someone who's brutally honest in the press conferences and gives 110% on the track. It's a crying shame that his Formula 1 career was struck down while he's in his prime, and I wish him all the best for 2021. Thank you so much, Kevin, for these 7 years. It was an honour to support you in Formula 1. Haas announced that it would be racing Mick Schumacher, 2020's Formula 2 World Champion, and Nikita Mazepin, who finished 5th in the Formula 2 standings, to the team next year. While I'm glad to see Mick into Formula 1, especially as he has displayed such a high level of skill this year, I can't help but feel sad that 2 excellent racing drivers are no longer part of the Formula 1 grid. Farewell, Kevin and Romain. Thank you again for all the joy you have brought me, and for making a Haas fan so proud to support yourselves and the team. Thank you everyone for watching. This video has been a little bit more personal than usual, rather than based on facts, but I really needed to get it off my chest. I'll see you all in the next video.